So we have CA here to be 3 centimeter, AB to be 5 centimeter, and angle BAC, which is same as CAB, to be 49 degree. They said we should calculate the length of the side opposite the given what? Angle. Length of the side opposite the given angle. Take note, the length of this side opposite to this given angle is this, which happens to be what? CBC, which I can take as small letter what? A. So let's calculate it. But before I start, I want to give a general information relating to what? Cosine rule. The first thing you need to know about cosine rule is this. You use cosine rule when two sides and the included angle is given. When two sides and the included angle between the two sides, which happens to be, these are the two sides given, and the angle formed between the two of them is this 49 degree. So use cosine rule when two sides and the included angle is given. Unlike sine rule, where you use when they give two sides, you use the non-included angle. It must be the non-included angle that will be given. So for this, whenever you see two given sides and an angle formed in between the two sides, you know you are using what? Cosine rule. And secondly, you use cosine rule also when the three sides of the word triangle are known. You can simply use cosine rule to get any of the three angles. And just like we can't get for sine rule, we can't get two sides less than the third side, any two sides less than the third side for sine rule. So also for cosine rule, we can't have any two sides less than the third side, because they are all triangle. So here the side we are looking for, which is opposite to this angle, is CB, which is equals to what? A. So you can use your cosine rule. Now excuse me, this is what? A square to be equals to, this becomes small letter B, and this becomes small letter C. This becomes A square will be equals to what? B square plus C square minus 2BC cos capital letter A. Why? My angle A is not greater than 90. So this is an obtuse angle. Angle A is obtuse. So here must be minus. So therefore, I'll put my values. My A square will be equals to, my B is 3. So I have 3 square plus my C 5 square minus 2 times value of B, which is 3, times C, which is 5, cos capital letter cos 45 degree, because my angle is 45 degree. Now I'll have my A square to be equals to, it's not the most, I even repeat it. This will give me 9 plus 25 minus 2 times 5, 10. 10 times 3 will give me 30. So I have 30 and cos 45. Cos 45 is 1. I know that, but you just have to be certain. Oh, cos 45 is 1 over root 2, which is root 2 over 3, yes. So we'll use our decimal. 30 times 0.707 1 for cos 45. And I'll multiply it with 30 immediately. Why am I multiplying with 30? Because these are combined with what? These are combined with times. And for board mass, multiplication comes before addition and subtraction. So I must resolve this multiplication first. So I'll have times 30 to give me 30 cos 45. So I'll have 9 plus 25 minus 21.21. And I'll have 9 plus 25 minus answer. And I'll have 12.78 7. And if I take the square root from here, I will have my A to be equals to square root of 12.787. And I'll have 3.57 6. So that's my answer for A. And the unit will be what? The unit will be what? Centimeter. Thank you. So again, we have this. The cell should calculate the length of the side opposite the angle to 3 significant figure. This angle here is facing AC and is B. So I can take it as small letter B. And since we have two sides given and the included angle, we are using cosine rule. Please take note. Not because we are treating cosine rule, so anything you just assume, oh, it's cosine rule. Sometimes they can give you the question, you won't know if it's sine rule or cosine rule. Please take notes. So it's how the question is given, that's how you know the what formula or the theorem to use or the rule to use. Now we are given two words, side and the included angle. We must use cosine rule. If we are given the three sides, we can use the cosine rule to get the three words angles. Take notes, please. Now we are looking for b, which is the word, the side opposite to the angle given. So we have b square equals to what? All these are small letter. C square plus what? B square equals C square plus what? Let me start with A square. B square equals A square plus what? C square. Excuse me. Minus 2AC cos capital letter what? B. Why? My angle is less than 90. So I use this formula for what? Acute what? Angle. Remember. For acute angles. Now, I have my b square, put in my values. This must be my a, and this must be my small letter word c. So my a is what? 2. So I have what? 2 square plus 1 square minus 2 times 2 times 1 cos of b, which is what? 46 what? Degree. Now, I have my b square to be equal to 2 square is 4, 1 square is 1, minus 2 times 2 times 1 will give me what? 4 times the value of cos 46. Cos 46 is equals to, cos 46 gives me 0.6947. So multiplied by 4. So I have here as 5 minus 2.7786, which will be equals to 5 minus what? My answer. Giving me 2.2214. So my b, square root of b will give me what? B. And square root of 2.2214 will give me square root of my answer will give me 1.491904, which unit? Centimeter. But the question says to 3 significant figures, so they just want to see 3 what? Real number, which is approximately equals to 1.49 to 3 significant what? Figure. And let me show you something. Please take note. If I've gotten my b now as 1.49. Check. If I add 1.49 to this, you see that is greater than what? 1. If I add 1.49 to 1, you see to give me 2.49 is greater than 2. And if I add 2 plus 1 is 3, is greater than 1.49. So the same law that holds for sine in terms of the inequality theorem, the triangle inequality theorem, it also holds for what? Cosine. So this is my answer. So we are given that we should calculate the side of the given angle. So we have A to be 120 degree, B to be 7 centimeter, and C to be 12 centimeter. So the side of the given angle here must be small letter a. You can see that B and C are small, that have already been given. So our A is equals to what? Question. So we simply have A square to be equals to what? B square plus C square plus 2BC cos open bracket 180 degree minus angle what? A. Now we have our B was given as 7, so we have 7 square and C is 12. 12 square plus 2 times what? 7 times what? 12 cos open bracket 180 degree minus the value of A given, which is 120 degree. So we have our what? 7 square as what? 49 plus 12 square as 144 plus 2 times 12 is 24, and 24 times 7 gives me 168. So I have 168 cos 180 minus 120 will give me what? 60 what? Degree. So I have 49 plus 144 plus 168. Since cos 60 is 1 over 2, I can just say multiply by 1 over 2. And I'll have 49 plus 144 plus 2 into here will give me 8. 2 into here will give me what? 4. And I'll add up these 3. And I'll have a squared to be equals to 49 plus 144 plus 84, which gives me what? 277. And if I take my square root, I'll have the positive square root of 277. And a will be equals to the square root of 277, which will give me 16.64, which is approximately equals to 16.6 to 3 significant figure, like the question says in the previous question. Which unit? Centimeter. So this is my answer. But what I want to draw your attention on is this. Somebody else can still decide to use a square equals to b square plus what? C square minus 2bc cos capital letter what? A. Now the a, we are still looking for a. We have our 7 square plus what? 12 square. This is minus here. 2 times 7 times what? 12 cos. Now, since the angle is greater than 90, the person will simply say 120 minus 90, which will give me 60. And when it does that, it will put a negative sign here. And you have 7 square plus what? 12 square minus minus will give you plus. And you have what? This will give you what? 168 cos what? 60 degree. Which brings us back to this to be what? Equal. So take note, the two processes are the same. When the angle is greater than, you can use this if you choose to, but I'll advise you use this and you get used to it. Thank you. So this is our answer, 16.6 centimeter. So again, we are giving these parameters. Angle C is 47.8 degree, A is 13.1 meter, and B is 24.2 meter. Let's say we should calculate the side of the given angle. So if the given angle is angle C, then the given side should be small letter c, which is our question. Now if you observe, angle C, the angle is what? Less than 90 degrees, so it's what? An acute angle. Since it's an acute angle, I'm going to use the formula C square equals to what? A square plus B square minus what? 2AB cos capital letter what? C. Take note, these first 3 are what? Pythagoras theorem, for you to know it easily. These first 3 are Pythagoras for theorem. You put your minus sign here. You use 2 to multiply this and this, these 2 values without the word powers, and you take the cos of this very word value you are looking for, the cos of the angle you are looking for. So if you are maintaining this formula, all you need to do is that cos capital letter C. Now, if you are using this formula, the only thing you can do is that if the angle is greater than 90, you simply say 180 minus the value, then you change it to what? Plus. That's the only difference between the two formulas. But here to here is what? Pythagoras theorem. You put your minus sign, you use it to multiply these 2 alphabets without the powers, and you put your cos of these words, smaller words, value, the angle, which is this. So I can start. I will have my C square to be equals to my A is what? 13.1 square plus my B 24.2 square minus 2 times 13.1 times 24.2 cos 47.8 degree. Now make use of my calculator. I have 13.1 square to give me 171.61 plus 24.2 square to give me what? 585.6 minus 2 times 13.1 times 24.2 to give me 634.04 times cos 47.8 giving me 0.6176717. So I can multiply it with this immediately to prevent me adding this to this and subtracting this. So I will multiply this with this immediately. So I can have 6 times my value got to, which is 0.6717 multiplied by 634.04. So I have 171.61 plus 585.64 minus 425.8977. Now I can add up these two and subtract the value I've gotten here. 171.61 plus 585.64 minus my answer. So I'll get 331.3523. And if I take the square root from both sides, I'll have C to be equals to 331.3523, which will give me square root of answer to give me 18.203, which is approximately equals to 18.2 watts, 18.2 units meter to what? 3 significant word figure. So this is my answer. And mind you, whenever you take your square root, this is a quadratic equation. C square equals to 331.3523 is a quadratic equation. You're supposed to have two values. But the reason you use one value is that if you put plus minus here, you are going to have plus 18 point this and minus 18 point this, which is absolutely correct. But the reason why using just this is because the length of a side of a triangle can never be what? Negative. Just like age can never be negative, time can never be negative. So also the side of a triangle can never be negative. That's why the negative sign is generally what? Neglected when you are treating what? Sign rule. So this is the answer for this. And if you want to verify our answer, we've gotten our C now to be equal to 18.2. Let's check. 18.2 plus 24.2 is greater than 13.1. And if you check, 13.1 plus 18.2 is greater than 24. And 24.4 plus 13.1 is greater than what? 18.2. So this is a perfect solution to our what? Question. Thank you. So the cell should calculate the angle of a triangle ABC whose sides are given in centimeters to the nearest 0.1 meter, 0.1 degree. Now, to the nearest 0.1 degree mean the angle should be to one decimal place, because after this decimal, you see you have just one value. So the angles gotten for A, B, and C should be what? To one decimal place. But the first thing we have to do, let's verify if this question is even correct. Now, check. 9 plus 10 is greater than 5, which is good, using the triangle inequality theorem. 5 plus 10 is what? 15 is greater than 9. And 9 plus 5 is what? 14 is greater than 10. So the triangle is very okay. So how do we solve? Take note, the angle facing the smallest side is A, so it will be the smallest angle. Let me say XA, meaning smallest angle. And this is the biggest side, so this will be the what? Biggest what? Angle. So this will be the middle angle among the three what? Angles. So our advice is start with the smallest what? Angle, please. Now, I want to start with angle A, but I don't know the formula. But I know that A square is equals to what? B square plus what? C square minus 2BC cos capital letter what? A. Why am I using this formula? If this is the biggest angle, then it must carry, since this is the biggest angle, then this two other angle, biggest angle simply mean it can be greater than what? 90 degree. This is the only angle that can be greater than 90 degree here, because these two other are smaller than what? The side, which is what? 10. So if I'm using this, I can have my small letter A to use the what? My what? Acute what? Angle triangle what? Formula, which is this. Now, I have my what? I have my small letter A to be equals to 5. My small letter B to be equals to 9, and my small letter C to be equals to what? 10. So I will have A squared to be equals to, so let me make my angle A sort of formula first. All these are together, they are combined with multiplication, so they are 1. So I'll move it to the other side to be positive, and I'll have 2BC cos capital letter A to be equals to, this does not move, so it remains B squared plus what? C squared, and this is causing the equality sign become minus what? A squared. And I'm looking for A, so I must divide through by 2BC. 2BC. So 2BC, we cancel 2BC, and I'll have cos, let me use here, I'll have cos what? A to be equals to b square plus c square minus what? A square all over what? 2bc. And I'll get my angle A to be, when cos cross equality, to become cos inverse of what? B square plus what? C square minus A square all over 2 what? BC. So this is the formula we'll be using to get our cos A. In the same way, angle B will be equals to cos inverse. Since I'm talking about B, here will be what? A square plus what? C square. You subtract your what? B square, small letter b square, all over. You take 2 to multiply these 2 without the power. 2 what? A what? C. And that for C will be equals to cos inverse of, I'm talking about C, so I have A square plus what? B square minus small letter c square all over 2 what? AB. So these are the 3 formulas we can use to get these 3 what? These 3 what? Angles. So let's start with our A. Our A is equals to, this is our formula, cos inverse of open brackets. My B is what? My B is 9. So I have 9 square plus C, 10 square minus what? 5 square, which is A, all over 2 times 9 times what? 10. And this will give me cos inverse of 9 square is 81 plus 10 square is what? 100 minus 5 square, which is 25, all over 2 times 9, 18, 18 times 10, 180. And I have cos inverse of, this will give me 181 minus 25, 181 minus what? 25, which will give me 156 all over 180. And I'll have it as cos inverse of 156 divided by what? 180. And I'll have 0.8667. And cos inverse, therefore, which is shift cos of this value, will give me 29.926, which is approximately equals to 29.9 degree to what? 1 decimal what? Point, according to the what? Question. So I've gotten my first angle to be 29.9 degree, which is the smallest what? Angle. 29.9 what? Degree. Now I can focus on my angle B. This thing. So for angle B, I don't want to clean that, please. So for our angle B, we simply have B to be equals to what? Cos inverse. So I don't need to state the formula again. Our B will give me A square plus B square minus C squared as the numerator. My A square is what? My A square is 5. My A is 5. So 5 square plus what? C square. C square is what? 10. So I have my 10 square minus what? B square. What minus B? B is what? B is 9. So I have my 9 square all over 2 times 5 times what? 10. 2, 5, 10. So I have B to be equals to cos inverse. 5 square is what? 25 plus 10 square is 100 minus 9 square 81 all over 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 10, 100. So I have B to be equals to what? Cos inverse of 125 minus 81, which gives me what? 44 over what? 100. And my B will be equals to what? 44 divided by 100 gives me 0.44. And shift cost of what? My answer will give me 63.896, which is approximately equals to what? 63.9 what degree to what? 1 decimal what point, according to what the question states. So this become 63.9 what degree. 63.9 degree. And for the third, since I've gotten my 2 angles known, I can get the third angle by using sum of angle in a what? Triangle, if I choose to. So let's see it. If I'm looking for C, so I know that angle A plus angle B plus angle what? C is equals to what? 180 degrees, sum of interior angles in a what? Triangle. So I've gotten my A as what? 29.9 what? Degree. Plus my B is what? 63.9 what? Degree. So I have my plus angle C, which I'm looking for, all equal to 180 degree. So my angle C will be equals to 180 degree minus 29.9 degree minus 63.9 what degree. And my angle C will be equals to 180 degree minus 29.9 minus 63.9, and that will give me what? 86.2 what degree. So my biggest angle, you can see, is what? 86.2 what degree. Now I can see I'll still use this to verify, but in an examination, if you are sure of your first two answers, this is absolutely what correct. I want to do it because this is the first question we are solving of this kind. Now so we have cos inverse of A is what? A is 5, yes, so I have 5 square plus B is what? 9, so I have 9 square, and I'll have minus my C. C is what? 10 square all over 2 times 5 times what? 9, which equals cos inverse of 5 square is what? 25 plus 9 square is 81 and 10 square is what? 100. 2 times 5 is 10 and 10 times 9 will give me what? 90. So I have cos inverse of, I have 25 plus 81 minus what? 100, giving me 6 over what? 90. And 6 divided by 90, 6 divided by 90 will give me 0.0667. So cos inverse of 0.0667 will simply give me shift cos as the answer. So I'll have 86.177, which is approximately equals to 82.2 what degree to what? 1 decimal point, which corresponds to what we got earlier, 86.2 what degree, which corresponds to what we got earlier. So this is the solution to a question of this what kind. So again we have this. The sum should calculate the angle of the triangle ABC whose sides are given in centimeters to the nearest 0.1 degree. Now our AC is 9, our AB is 10, and our CB is what? 5. Now AC relate to this, so this becomes small letter C. B is facing this, so we have this as small letter B, and A is facing this, we have this as small letter what? A. Please take note, and we can verify if the triangle is correct by checking using the triangle inequality or theorem. We can see that 9 plus 10 is greater than 5. Correct. 5 plus 9 is what? 14, greater than 10. And 5 plus 10 is 15, which is greater than what? 9. So the triangle is okay. So how do we get the what angles? The rule I'll give you is this. Always start calculating the angle with the smaller what side. The smaller side here is what? Angle A, because it's facing BC, which is 5. And the biggest angle here is what? C, why I have the biggest side 10. So I can put biggest what? Angle. BA as biggest angle, smallest what? Angle. So if I calculate the smallest angle, I'll look for B before I'll look for what? Angle C. So I want to start with my angle A, since it's a smaller angle, and I have A square equals to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos capital letter what? A. Why do I use this? Because somebody will want to ask, why didn't I use that carry plus, and yes, cos 180 minus what? A. The reason I will not use it is because if this is the biggest angle, then the smallest angle must be what? Acute. This angle must be acute since it's not the biggest angle. And it's even possible for the three angles to be what? Acute. Because we have acute angle or triangle. If one of them is greater than 90, then you can simply say is what? An obtuse angle or triangle. So as long as this is not the biggest angle, it can never be what? Obtuse. Take note. So I will have my a square. I'm looking for angle, so let me make my angle a sort of formula. So I can rearrange. I can bring this, all these are 1 because they are combined by multiplication sign. So I can have this as, if it moves to the cos equality sign, it will become 2bc cos capital letter A to be equals to b square plus c square, since they did not move. If this move, become a positive a square will become negative what? A square. Now I'm looking for what? A. I'll divide through by 2bc, and this 2bc will cancel this 2bc. I'll do the same thing here in 2bc, and I'll have my cos capital letter what? A to be equal to b square plus what? C square minus a square all over 2bc. Now I want to make a stand alone. If a will stand alone, then if cos become cos inverse, some call it arc cos, which is what? B square plus c square minus a square all over 2bc. In the same way, we can simply have our what? B, our angle B, to be equals to cos inverse of what? Cos inverse of a square plus what? C square minus a small letter b square all over what? 2 what you have here? AC. And for our angle C, we have it as cos inverse of open brackets. Since C is here, I'll have a square plus what? B square minus the small letter c square all over 2 times what? This AB without the word squares. So these are the 3 formulas we'll use to calculate the what? 3 angles. But you don't need to cram it, you just need to understand it. You don't need to cram it, because I can equally give you something like this. Maybe this is x, y, z, and I'm giving you 3 sides, 2, 4, let me say 3. This is a perfect angle because this plus this is greater than this, this plus this is greater than this, and this plus this is greater than this. And this, let me say, this is what? 60 degree. If I want to do this, I don't need to cram. I'm looking for angle x now. I don't need to cram. Angle s should be equals to, if this is small x, small z, and small y, it should give me what? First, you must have your cos inverse. Now, I'm looking for this. So I must have small letter what? Z square plus small letter y square minus small letter what? S square all over 2 times these 2 values without square. Z what? Y. Small letters, remember, Z, Y. So this will be the formula for this. It's not something you would cram. If you use it continuously, it will be used to you. So let me come back to my question. So I'm using this formula at the top to calculate for my what? A. I can clean this. So what's my B? My B is what? My B there is what? 9. So I simply have cos inverse of what? B, which is 9 square plus 10 square minus A, which is 5 square, all over 2 times 9 times what? 10. And this will give me cos inverse of 9 times 9 is 81 plus what? 10 square 100 minus 5 square, which is what? 25. And 2 times 9 is 18. 18 times 10 is what? 180. So we have what? Cos inverse of 181 minus 25, giving me what? 156 all over what? 180. And if I divide it by 180, I will have cos inverse of 0.8667, which will give me, shift cos my answer, will give me what? 29.926 what? Degree. And they set to 0.1 degree, meaning to 1 decimal place, because you can see after the decimal you have just one digit. So I have 29.9 what? Degree for my angle what? A, which is the smallest what? Angle. So I'll put my 29.9 degree here. And the next I'll go for my angle B. So for my angle B, I know that B will be equals to what? Cos inverse of what? Since B is here, I must have minus B square here. So if I've used B here, then yes, will be 2A what? C. So here is A square plus what? C square minus B square all over 2AC. So I have my cos inverse of my A is what? 5. So I have 5 square plus C square, which is 10 square, minus B square, which is what? 9 square, all over 2 times 5 times 2 times 10 times what? 9. So this will give me cos inverse of 5 square is what? 25 plus what? 100 minus what? 81 all over 2 times 2 times This 10, this should be 5. This should be 5. Ah, 5 and C is what? 10. So this should be 5 times 10. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 10 is what? 100. So I have cos inverse of 125 minus what? 81. And that will give me 44 over what? 100. And if I divide, I'll have cos inverse to give me 0.4 what? 4. And if I check for the cost, shift cost of it, I'll have my angle B to be 63.896 degree, which is approximately equal to 63.9 degree. So here is what? 63.9 what? Degree. Now I can get my angle C, which is the biggest angle. That's the last angle I'm going to get. I can get my angle C now using sum of interior angles in a triangle, since two angles have been known. So I have my angle A plus angle B plus angle C to be equals to 180 what? Degree. And my A is what? 29.9 degree. My B is what? 63.9 what? Degree. And my C is what I'm looking for, equals to 180 what? Degree. So this will give me what? Angle C to be equals to 180 degree minus, add up these two and bring it to the other side, 29.9 plus what? 63.9. This will give me 93.8. And angle C will be equals to 180 minus that value. And you have what? 86.2 what? Degree. So this is what? If the two other angles are correct, then here must be what? 86.2 what? Degree. And we can verify using the angle C formula, which is C. Angle C is equals to what? Cos inverse of open bracket. Let's just clean it. We've gotten it already. Let's clean it and use it to and do it from the top to save space. So we have our angle C to be equals to what? Cos inverse of open bracket. C is already here, so I have my small c here. So since C have been used, I will have 2ab here. So here become a square plus what? B square minus c square all over 2ab, which is correct. So this will give me cos inverse of my A is what? 5. So I'll have 5 square plus my B is what? 9. 9 square minus what? 10 square all over 2 times what? 5 times what? 9. 2 times 5 times 9, yeah. So this will give me cos inverse of 5 square is what? 25 plus 9 square is what? 81 minus what? 100 all over 2 times 5, 10. 10 times 9, 90. So I have cos inverse of 25 plus 81 minus what? 100, giving me 6 over what? 90. So I'll check 6 divided by 90. I will have it as cos inverse of what? 0.666 what? 7. And shift cos of this value will give me what? 86.177 what? Degree, which is approximately equal to what? 86.2 degree. Since 7 is greater than 4, you can add 1 here, which is the same with what we got here. So this is the solution to this question. Thank you. So we have this. It says you calculate the angle of the triangle ABC, whose sides are given in centimeters to the nearest 0.1 degree. Now again, we can decide to draw the triangle. Now we have our capital letter A here, because this is the biggest side, so it must be the biggest angle, which is this 14.4. And we have the next to be B, which is what? 11.2. And we have the least, which is C, which is what? 7.6. So this small letter C, small letter B, and small letter what? A. Now, like I told you in the last video, you simply calculate the smaller what? Angles first before you think of the bigger angles. So we have to focus on this first. So let's focus on angle C because it has the smallest what? Side. So if we are doing that, we simply have cos. We have ordinary C to be equals to cos inverse of a square plus b square minus small letter c square all over 2 what? AB. And I'll put my values. Angle C will be equals to what? Cos inverse of open brackets. My A there is 14.4, so I have 14.4 square plus my B is what? 11.2 square minus the value of my C. And my C is what? 7.6. 7.6 was square all over 2 times 14.4 times 11.2. So I'll have cos inverse in brackets I simply have 14.4 square minus 11.2 square minus 7.6 what square. And this will give me, this simply gives me 275.04 all over, and I'll multiply the denominator 2 times what? 14.4 times 11.2 to give me what? 322.56. And I'll have 275.04 divided by answer, and this will give me 0.8527 cos what? Inverse. So I'll have shift cos of my answer to give me what? 13.496 what degree, which is approximately equal to 31.5 degree. Since this 9 is greater than what? 4, you add 1 to this to what? 2 to what? 1 decimal what? Point. So take note. So I've gotten my C, which is 31.5 what? Degree. I can therefore do that of what? B, which is the second angle in terms of what? Size. Now let me clean this piece. So for my B, I'm doing B because A is the highest. I've done the smallest, which is C, so I'll do B now. So for my B, you have to know the formula offhand. It's very possible. So since B is here, all the top is made up of smaller what? Letters, which are sides, and C will be the last, which is the B here will be the small letter B that will be subtracted. So B have already been used here. So I have A square plus what? C square minus what we are working with, which is this B, the smaller value, B square, all over 2, multiplying the values here without the what? Powers, 2 what? AC. That's how you simply what? Know the formula. Now I'll have cos inverse in brackets. My A is what? 14.4. So I have 14.4 square plus my C, 7.6 square minus my B, 11.2 what? Square all over what? 2 times 14.4 times what? 7.6. And this will give me cos inverse of 14.4 square plus 7.6 square minus 11.2 what? Square. This will give me 139.68 all over 2 times 14.4 times 7.6. 2 times 14.4 times 7.6. This will give me 218.88. So we have cos inverse of this to give me 139.68 divided by my denominator, which will give me 0.6382. So if I check the cos inverse of this, that will give me 50.345, which is approximately equal to 50.3 degree to what? To 1 decimal what? Point, as the question what implies. So I have my angle B to be what? 50.3 what? Degree. So my angle A is left. To save my time, I'll simply use sum of angle in a triangle what? Theorem. So this is my B. I can simply get my A as angle A to be equals to 180 degree minus the sum of angle B plus what? Angle what? C. Since B and C have already been known, so angle A will be equals to 180 degree minus angle B is what? 50.3 degree plus angle C. Which am I looking for? I'm looking for A. So 50.3 degree for B, and my angle C is what? 31.5 degree. So my A will be equal to 180 degree minus the sum of this 50.3 plus 31.5, 50 plus 0.3 plus 31.5, and that will give me 81.8 degree. And my angle A will be equal to 180 minus what? 81.8, and that will give me what? 98.2 degree. So this 98.2 degree. Since we have an angle greater than 90 degree, this angle is simply an obtuse angle what? Triangle. Take note. Obtuse angle triangle, because angle A is greater than 90 degree. So that's my answer for this question. So we have in triangle ABC, AB is equal to 2x, BC is equal to x plus 3, and AC is equal to x plus 7. It said if triangle ABC is equal to 60 degree, find the value of what? X. So it's better we make a sketch. Let's make a sketch. Now, let me say this is my A, this is my B, and this is my C. And angle ABC means B has the angle of what? 60 degree. Take note. And AC is given as what? S plus 7. So I have S plus 7 here, which equals small letter B. BC is equals to S plus 3. So small letter A is facing it is equals to what? S plus what? 3. And here is the third. Is AB is equals to what? 2x. So we have what? 2x, and it's taken as small letter what? C. Now, since this angle is less than 90 degree, I will use the acute angle what? Formula, which states that B square is equals to what? A square plus what? C square minus 2AC cos capital letter what? B. My B is what? S plus 7. So I have S plus 7 close bracket square will be equals to my A, S plus 3 close bracket square, plus my C, 2x close bracket square, minus 2 times my A. Here's my A, S plus 3, and another bracket my C, which is what? 2x close bracket cos 60 degree. Now I've gotten this. Now I'll expand this. This will give me what? X squared plus 2 times s, 2s times 7 will give me what? 14x plus 7 squared will give me what? 49 will be equals to, I will expand this as well. I will have x squared plus what? 2 times s, 2s plus times 3, 6x plus 3 squared is what? 9 plus, this is the continuation of this, please. 2s squared will give me 2x times 2x, which is what? 4s what? Square, minus, I can use this to multiply this first. I will have 4x, use a square bracket, please. 4x, since there's a negative sign here, I'll have 4s in brackets, another bracket, I'll have my x plus 3, and cos 60 should give me 1 over 2. Cos 60 is 1 over 2, so I have 1 over 2 here. So you can see that this can cancel this, and I'll have s squared plus 14x plus 49 will be equals to s squared plus 6x plus 9 plus 4x squared minus, this will become what? 2x in brackets s plus what? 3 close brackets, and I'll have s squared plus what? 14s plus 49 will be equals to what? S squared plus what? 6s plus 9 plus 4s squared. This will give me minus in bracket, this times this will give me what? 2s squared plus this times this will give me what? 6x. So this will give me x squared plus what? 14x plus 49 equals to what? This plus this. I can work out this because all these are together. I can work out these two. This will give me s squared, or this plus this rather will give me 5s squared. Or I don't want to even stress myself. This can cancel this here. And I'll have what? 6s plus 9 minus plus what? 4s squared. This will give me minus what? 2s squared, because minus plus is minus. Minus plus again minus what? 6x. Then I'll have 14x plus 49 will be equals to 6x can cancel 6x. And this will give me 9 plus 4s squared minus 2s squared will give me plus what? 2s what squared. So I can just move everything to this side and I'll have a quadratic equation. So I have 2x squared minus 14x yes, plus 9, this will not move, minus what? 49. And this will give me 2s squared minus 14x. 9 minus 49 will give me minus 40. Minus 40 equals to what? 0. Let me clean this a little. So I have this. So I don't want to stress myself if it's an examination because I don't know if it can be factorized or not. So I can simply use quadratic formula, and x therefore will be equals to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus what? 4ac, all divided by what? 2a. My a here is equal to the coefficient of s squared, which is 2. My b is the coefficient of s, which is what? Minus 14. And my c is the constant, which is what? Minus 40. Do not forget to add your negative sign. I want to push this upward, please. Is a, this is b, and this was c. Is 60. S plus 7, x plus 3, and what? 2x. So I can clean here. So having this, I'll put my values into this equation. I have x to be equals to minus what? 14 plus minus square root of minus 14 in bracket square minus 4 times value of a, 2 times c minus what? 40 all over what? 2 times the value of a, 2, and minus is plus. So I have 14 plus minus 14 squared. Since the power is even, the value will be what? Positive. So I have 196 here. Minus here is what? Plus. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 40. 8 times 40 will give me what? 320. All over what? 4. And this will give me 14 plus minus the square root of 196 plus this value here will give me 516 all over 4. And this will give me 14 plus minus 14 plus minus the square root of this value, giving me 22.716 all over what? 4. So I'll have two values. I'll have 14 plus 22.716 all over what? 4, which will give me plus 14, giving me 36.716 all over what? 4. And if I divide through, and if I divide through, I'll have it as divide by 4. I will have 9 points. I will have my x as 36.716 divided by 4 will give me my x to be equals to 9.176 as my value of x. So my side, I was asked to calculate for what? X. So this is my x, which is my answer. But I can verify. Why? Remember, I'm supposed to use the negative sign. But if I use 14 minus this, I'll have a negative value, and negative value is not accepted. That's why I use my positive value for my side. Now, AB, I want to verify if the answer is correct because this is my answer. AB there is equals to what? 2x. And the value here is 2 times what? 9.176. And that will give me 18.35 what? 8. My AC is equals to x plus what? 7, which is 9.176 plus what? Plus what? 7, which will give me 16.176. And my BC is equals to x plus what? 3. And x plus 3 is what? 9 plus 176. 9.176 plus what? 3. And that will give me what? 12.17 what? 6. Now if you check, my first two sides here, let me use a triangle. My ACB. So my AB is this, which is what? 18.358. My AC is what? BC is 12.176. And the last is what? AC, which is what? 16.176. Now if you check, the sum of these two should give you, I think, 30 point something, which is greater than 16.174. And the sum of this will give you what? 28 point something, which is greater than 18. And also the sum of this and this will give you 18, 16. That's 12, 30, 34 point something, and it's greater than this. So the solution for x here is absolutely what? Correct. Thank you. So I believe you understand a whole lot from what we've done so far. All we need to do here is that this is a smaller angle, so we use the acute formula. Since b was given, I can use b square equals to what? A square plus c square minus 2ac cos capital letter what? B. But if this was greater than 90, I would have used plus. Take notes. So that's the solution for this. Please, I would like you to always give your comments and try to see where we need to work harder on. I'll really value it. Thanks a whole lot. Thank you. So we have this on the board. They said in triangle XYZ, angle XYZ is equals to 120 degrees. XY is 4.2 centimeter and YZ is 7.6 centimeter. And so we should find XZ. So if we have to do it, I think us getting a sketch of how the triangle ought to look like will give us a better insight. So let me say, I always like, if the angle is greater than 90, I always like having it at the top. So we can see that this angle is more open compared to this and this. So I have my 120 degree here. And if I have my 120 degree here, that simply means here must be my what? Y. Because it's Y that actually have that angle. And I can have my X here and my Z here. So X, Y, Z is equals to 120 degree, like you can see. Now, we're giving XY as 4.2. So we have our 4.2 cm here. And our YZ is giving us what? 7.6 what? Cm. Now, if you watch, this is side angle Y is facing, so I can take it as small y. This becomes small z, and this becomes small letter what? X. So you see that our XZ we are looking for is equivalent to what? Y. So I can simply say y square, which is equal to SZ what? Square, should be equal to, please get it right, this is same as this. This, we are used to this formula instead of this formula. But in this case, if this is y, then it should be equal to what? SZ in bracket square. So we have y square, which is the same as SZ square, to be equal to my what? My x square plus what? Z square, small letter z square. Please, this is not big letter. I'll have plus, I'll have my 2xz cos capital letter what? cos, open bracket, 180 degree minus what? Capital letter what? Y. Now, I use plus here. Why? Because my angle Y is obtuse. Obtuse meaning is greater than what? 90 degree. 120 is greater than 90. That's why I put plus here. And if I put plus here, I must have my 180 minus the angle. And somebody else can decide to put negative sign here, and we have here to be just cos what? Y. But when he put cos Y, we still say 180 minus 120 to give me 60, and it will change here to what? Plus. So here we go. So I'm not using y square because they didn't ask us for y square, they asked us for this, so I'm using this. But this same as SZ is equivalent to what? Y. So we have SZ close bracket square should be equal, so I fix in my values. My x here is what? 7.6. So I have 7.6 what? Square plus my value of z 4.2 square minus 2 times 7.6 times 4.2 cos open bracket 180 degree minus my value of y, which is 120 what? Degree. And I'll make use of my calculator now. So I have 7.6 square, which will give me 57.76 plus 4.2 square, which gives me 17.64 plus 2 times 7.6 times 4 points. So we have, let me just leave my 2 first, times 7.6 times 4.2 cos 180 minus 120 will give me what? 60 degree. And I'll have 57.76 plus 17.64 plus 2 times 7.6 times 4.2 times the value of cos 60. Take note, cos 60 is 1 over 2. 1 over 2, take note. And 2 can cancel 2. I therefore have 57.76 plus 17.64 plus, I can multiply these two now. So I have 7.6 times 4.2, giving me 31.92. So coming over to this side, I have my 31.92 plus 57.76 plus 17.64 plus 31.92 to give me 107.312. And I have my SZ in bracket square here. So removing square, I'll have SZ to be equal to the square root of 107.312. And SZ will be equal to square root of my answer, which will give me 10.36 to 2 decimal places, 10.36 centimeter to 2 decimal points. So this is my answer for this. But let me tell you something. In a triangle, if the angle is obtuse, the square of the side facing the hypotenuse, facing the obtuse angle, the square of it must be greater than the square of the sum of the two other sides. What am I saying? Y here in this case, y square, which is the biggest angle, which is the obtuse angle, the side facing it, which is y. The square of it must be greater than what? X square plus what? Z square for any obtuse what? Angle. Now check. I have my y square, which is z, to be 10.3 So I have 10.36 square must be greater than x. X is what? 7.6 square plus z. Z is what? 4.2 square. So let's check. 10.36 square gives us what? 107.3 Let's say 3. must be greater than, let's say, check 7.6 what square. This gives me 57.76, and 4.2 square gives me 17.64. So 17.64 plus 57.76 gives me 75.2. And you see that this is also greater than what? 107.33 is still greater than the sum of these two after squaring it, 75.4. So for an obtuse angle, for any obtuse angle, the side of the what? The longest side, which happens the side facing the longest angle, the side square must be greater than the square of the sum of the two other what? Sides. So take note, and this is my what? Answer. So we have this question. It said in triangle ABC, AB is equals to 9 centimeter, BC is equals to 10 centimeter, and AC is equals to 17 centimeter. And we are being asked, is the triangle acute, right, or obtuse? So let's see. Let's try to sketch the triangle. So if I'm doing this again, I will have here as my AC. Why am I taking this as my AC? The longest side here is 17 centimeters. So this is the biggest angle. It must correspond to the biggest side. So I have my 17 cm here. And here certainly must be my B. So my AB is 9 cm. I'll have my 9 cm here. And my BC is what? 10 cm. I'll have my 10 cm here. Now, we're asked to know to state the kind of triangle. Is the triangle acute, right, or obtuse? What we'll simply do here is this. If the longest side, the square of it, like our last video we just did, if the longest side, the square of it is greater than the square of this side plus this side, then the angle is what? An obtuse triangle. If the square of this plus this side plus this square of this other side, if it's less than, if the square of the longest side is less than the square of the sum of the two other sides, then the angle is what? Acute. And if the angle, if the square of this side is equal to the sum square of these two other sides, then the angle is what? Right. So let me write it out. This becomes my B. This is my small letter C, and this is my small letter what? A. So I said, if B square is greater than A square plus C square, the angle will be what? The triangle will be what? Obtuse. If B square is less than A square plus C square, then we have a what? Acute triangle. Take note. And if B square is equals to what? A square plus C square, then we have a what? Right what? Triangle. But take note, B square here equals the longest what? Longest side. The triangle being a right, obtuse or right, B square is the longest what? Side. So take note. Now, for this question, where is our B square? Our B square is 17. So I'll simply have 17 square, what x? We have what? 9 square, and we have what? 10 square. 9 square is 81. 17 square, 10 square is what? 10 square is what? 100. And remember that 9 square and 8 square are what? C and A. So C square equals 9 square, and A square equals to what? 10 square. And B square here equals 17 square. And 17 square is what? To save our time, 17 square is 289. So we have 289. So we simply have 289, which is 17 square, and we add up these two. That will give us what? 81 plus 8, which is 189. 181, which is 100 and what? Which is 100 and what? 81. Now you see that 289 is still greater than the sum of c square and a square. So therefore, since it's greater than, we have the triangle to be what? Obtuse what? Triangle. So this is the answer to this. This is an obtuse what? Triangle. We have a question on the board, and it says in triangle ABC, A is equals to 2x, B is equals to 3x, and C is equals to 4x. It said we should find angle A, and also we should find the biggest what? Angle. So, like I normally do, I want us to have the diagram drawn. So if I have this as my diagram, this is the longest side using your eye. I can have my 4x here. And if this is my 4x, this becomes my small letter c. And if this small letter c, for it to be easy, I will have my capital letter C here. And I also have A. If I take here as 2x, which is here is A, then here become the side facing A as angle what? A. And if I take here as B, which is what? 3xB, then here become my angle what? B. So I fill in the information given. They said I should look for my what? A. So this is my A here. If I'm looking for my A, then I should use my cosine rule since I have my three sides known. So since I have my three sides known, I can use my cosine rule to get my what? A. So I have my A to be equals to what? Cos inverse of open brackets. I'll have my b square plus c square minus my what? A square all over 2 multiplying bc without the square, 2bc. Now, I have my cos inverse. My b is what? 3x. So I have 3x in bracket square plus c is what? 4x. I have my 4x in bracket square minus my value of a, which is what? 2x, also in bracket what? Square. All divided by 2 times the value of b is what? 3x, and the value of c is what? 4x. So I have my cos inverse to give me 3x squared is simply 3x times what? 3x. So 3 times 3 is 9. S times s is s squared. In the same way, 4x squared will give me what? 16x squared. Minus 2x squared will give me what? 4 what? X what? Squared. All divided by 2 times 3 is 6. And 6 times 4 is what? 12. And s times s here will give me what? S squared. Now I have cos inverse of 9 plus 16 will give me what? 9 plus 16 will give me 25. 9 plus 16, that's 16, 25. And 25 minus 4 will give me what? 21. So I have 21s squared all over what? 12s whole squared. And we can see that s squared can cancel what? S squared. And we therefore have this expression to be equals to cos inverse of 21 divided by 12. 21 divided by what? 12 will give me 1.75. And we'll finally have our angle A to be equals to the shift cos of 1.75. 21 divided by 12 will give me 1.75, and shift cos. Let's verify what we've done. Our angle A will be equal to cos inverse of b squared plus c squared minus a squared all over 2bc. And my b there happens to be 3 squared, and my c happens to be 4 squared, yeah? And I have my minus a, and my a is what? 2a. So I have 9 plus 16 minus what? 4. 9 plus 16, 16 plus 9 is what? 25. And this will give me what? 21. All over 3 times 4 is 12. Times 2, 24. So here is supposed to be what? 24. So we have here as what? 24. Every other thing remains the same. So we have 21 rather, divided by what? 24. Giving me 0.875. And if we check the cos of the cos inverse of 0.75, this will give me 28.96 degree. So this is my answer for what? Angle A. Let's try to get our value for what? Angle B. The biggest angle rather. So this is the value for what? A. So for me to get my biggest angle, remember I told you earlier on, the biggest angle will correspond with the biggest what side, and the biggest side is what? 4x. Why? 4x is greater than 3s, greater than 2s, because if x happen to be 10, 3 times 10 will make it 30, 2 times 10 will make it 20, but 4 times 10 will make it 40. So AB is the biggest side, which corresponds to what? 4x, and it has to do with angle what? C. So we are looking for angle what? C. So angle C will be equals to cos inverse of, since C is here, we'll have A squared plus what? B squared minus small letter what? C squared all over 2 multiplying AB without the word square. So we have cos inverse of, my A is what? 2x. So I put my 2x, A is 2x. So I'll put my 2x here, square, plus my B is what? 3x. I have my 3x in bracket square, minus my C, which is what? 4x. I'll put my square, all over 2 times the value of A, 2x, times the value of B, 3 what? X, close brackets. And I have my cos inverse of, so I have my 2x squared to give me what? 4x squared. So I have 4x squared. I need a better marker, please. So I have 4s squared plus 3s in bracket square will give me what? 9s what? Square. Minus 4s bracket square will give me what? 16s what? Square. All over 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is what? 12. And s times s will give me what? S squared. So I have 12s squared as the denominator. So we have this. 4 plus 9 is what? 10, 13. 4 plus 9 is 13. And 13 minus 16. 13 minus 16 will give me what? Minus 3x squared. All over what? 12s what? Square. So you can see that s can cancel x there. S will cancel x. And I'll have cos inverse of minus 3 divided by this will give me what? Minus 3 divided by this will give me 1 over what? 4. And if I divide, I have minus 0.25. So cos inverse of minus 0.25 will give me shift cost minus 0.25 will give me 104.5 degree to 1 decimal what? Point. So my angle C is equals to 104.5 what? Degree. So this is the solution to this. Thank you. We have in triangle ABC, A ratio B ratio C equals 3 ratio 4 ratio 6. They said we should find the value of 2 angle A minus angle B. So let's see. A ratio B ratio C is equal to 3 ratio 4 ratio 6. A ratio B ratio C equal 3 ratio 4 ratio what? 6. That simply means A is equal to what we have here, B is equal to the second, and C is equal to the third. Therefore, A is equal to 2, A is equal to 3, B is equal to 4, and C is equal to what? 6. You can just put units. Since they didn't give the units, you can just put units. So let's try to get the triangle. So this is the triangle, and you can see that C, small letter C, have the biggest side. So if I have capital C here, then this can be small c, and I'll put my word 6 as small letter word C. And 3 and 6 can be, here's it, 3 and 4 can be anywhere for A and B, since we can't really define it using the size of the angle. But we know that angle B is bigger than what? Angle A. So if this is, I can put my capital letter B here. If I put my capital letter B here, then my side facing B will become what? 4, because B is 4. So this become what? 4, and I'll put my small b. and this become what? A. And A happens to be what? 3, which we have here. 3, small letter what? A. Now, I'm looking for, they said I should find 2 angle A minus angle B. That's, I need to know A, and I need to know angle B as well. If I get my A, I'll multiply it by 2 and subtract angle B. That's the solution to the what? Problem. Now, how do I get my A? This is my angle A. To get my A, I'll simply have my angle A should be equals to, since the 3 sides are known, I can use my cosine rule. Remember, cos inverse of B square plus C square minus small letter what? A square all over 2BC, close brackets. And I'll have cos inverse of, my B is what? My B is 4. So I have my 4 square, and my C is what? 6. 6 square minus my value of A, 3 square, all over 2 times 4 times what? 6. I'll just use this to multiply it under without the square. Cos inverse of 4 square is what? 16. 6 square is what? 36. And 3 square is what? 9. And 4 times 6 is 24. And 24 times 2 is what? 48. So I have 48 here. So I have my cos inverse of 16 plus 38 minus 9. 16 plus what? 36 rather, minus what? 9 equals 43. So I simply have 43 over what? 48. And I'll still have my cos inverse of this. 43 divided by what? 48. That will give me 0.8958. And if I check the cos inverse, I will have shift cos of my value, and I'll have 26.38 degree for my angle A. Please take note. 26.38 what? Degree for A. So I equally need to know my value for my angle B. So to get my B, I should know that angle B should be equals to cos inverse, also 3 sides are known, so I can use my cosine rule to get my angle. Will be my what? A square plus what? C square minus small letter what? B square all over 2AC. So this will give me cos inverse of, my A square is what? 3. So I have 3 square, my C square, my C is 6, and my A is 3, yeah? Minus, and my B is 4, so I have my 4 square all over 2 times 3 times what? 6. So I have cos inverse, 3 square is 9, 6 square is 36, 4 square is what? 16, all over 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 times 6 is also what? 36. So I have my cos inverse of 9 plus 36 minus what? 16. This will give me 29 all over what? 36. And this will be equals to 29 divided by what? 36. This will give me cos inverse of 0.8056. 0.8056. And I'll have my final answer for angle B to be shift cos of this value. And that will give me 36.336 what? Degree. Or let me say 36.4. 36.4 what? Degree to two significant figures just like this. Now I've got to my second value for B, which is 36.34 what? Degree. Now I'm asked to look for 2 angle A minus angle B, and that become 2 angle A minus angle B will be equals to 2 in bracket the value of angle A, 26.38 what? Degree, minus the value of angle B, 36.34 what? Degree. And 2 times 26.38 That gives me 52.76 watt degree minus 36.34 watt degree. And if I subtract 36.34, I'll have 16.42 watt degree to what? 2 decimal watt places at my what? Answer. Thank you. So again, we have a question on the whiteboard. It says in triangle XYZ, x is equals to m, and y is equals to m plus 3, and z is equals to 7. It said if angle YXZ is equals to 60 degrees, find angle XYZ. So let's see. Let's try to give a sketch. So let's say we have this. This 60 degrees, so I don't know if the triangle is an obtuse triangle. So what I'm going to do, I won't take this as my 60. Let me have this as my what? 60 degree. But if I put my 60 degree here, then here must be x, because it's this middle term that defines this angle. This angle, 60 degree, actually has to do with my x. So here must be my what? X. So if there is my x, then here must be my small x. So my small x is equals to m. So I'll put my m here. I'll put x at the top. So my small x here, which is this, is equals to m. Take note. Now, what about my y? I have my y, so let this be my angle y. If this is my angle y, then it's facing this side. Angle y is facing this side. So it become m plus what? 3, which represent what? Y. And lastly, I have my what? Z. My z is what? 7 what? Centimeter. 7, just 7 units. The what is it called? The unit is not shown. So you just, the unit is not shown, either centimeter or meter. So you just put your 7 here, which represents 7 units. Now, this 7 and this become my what? Angle Z. So I've put all the information given. You can see that angle, where is it? Angle Y, XZ is 60 degrees. And X is what? M here, which is facing this. And my angle Y is not known, which is the question I'm being asked for. So this is my question. I'm looking for this angle. Then we can see also that X was given. Since X is given and the angle X given is less than 90 degrees, this angle S is what? Acute. So I can use my first cosine rule to look for my side X, which is S squared will be equals to, S squared is equals to y squared plus z squared minus 2, this 2yz cos capital letter what? X. The angle is less than 90, so you use cos x, and here will be negative. If it was greater, here will be positive, and you say cos, open bracket, 180 minus what? X. Now I can put in my values. Now my x is equals to m, so I'll put my m here. So I have m squared equals to, my y is m plus 3, so I have m plus 3 in bracket square, plus my z is what? This become my z. Remember, this my z is what? 7. So I have what? 7 what? Square minus 2 times m plus 3 bracket was z, which is 7, and I'll have cos what? Cos the value of s, which is 60 what? Degree. Now here remain my m square equals to, if I expand m plus 3 in bracket square, I'll simply have m square plus 2 times 3, 6, 6 times n, 6m plus what? 9. Why? This is just like m plus 3 in brackets, m plus what? 3. And I'll have m to multiply this bracket, I'll have plus 3 to multiply this bracket, which will give me m times m square. M times 3 is what? 3m. 3 times m will give me what? 3m. And 3 times 3 will give me what? 9. This become m square plus what? 6m plus what? 9. Just like I said. So this will become m square plus 6m plus 9 plus 7 square is what? 49. minus 2 in brackets. Put a square bracket here, please, because you are going to solve everything as one before you use it with this word negative sign. So I have 2 brackets m plus 3 in brackets, bracket 7, close bracket, times cos 60 is 1 over what? 2. Take note, so 2 can cancel what? 2. So we'll have m squared to be equals to, now I'll have m squared to be equals to m squared plus this is what? 6m plus this will give me 58, yeah, minus in brackets, I'll have what? Here can give me 7m plus what? 3 times 7, 21. So I'll have so this simply will give me what? M squared equals to what? M squared plus 6m plus 58. Minus times even plus is what? Minus, or I have 7m. And minus times plus also is what? Minus, or I have what? 21. So I have my m squared equals to m squared plus 6m plus. So I have 6m. Let me rearrange. If this 6m, or bring this closer, I have minus what? 7m. I have my plus what? 58. And I have my minus what? 21. They didn't cross equality sign, so they don't have to change. Now, if you watch, m squared can cancel m squared because they are the same magnitude in the opposite side of the what? Equation, equality sign. So if I still bring it here, still give me m squared minus m squared. If I still bring this here, so since m squared is at the left hand side and it's also at the right hand side, it can cancel out, and here becomes 0 equals to. Now I have 6m minus 7m. This will give me minus m, and I have plus this 58 minus what? 58 minus 21. 8 minus 1 will give me what? 7. 5 minus 2 will give me what? 3. And since m is negative, I want to make it such a formula. I simply carry it to the other side. Become positive m to be equals to what? 37. So my m is equals to what? 37. Now, we are not asked to look for m. We are asked to look for angle x, y, z. Angle x, y, z, which is angle what? Y. Now, I can redraw another triangle. This is already what? 60 degree. My m is what? 37. I can put my 37. M plus 3 means 37 plus 3, which will give me what? 40. And here remain what? 7. And this is my z, this is my x, and this is my angle what? Y, which is my question. Now, I will check. Remember I told you, in a triangle, the sum of two sides must be greater than the third side, else that triangle does not exist. Check. 40 plus 37 is 77, is greater than 7. Very good. 40 plus 7 is what? 47, greater than 37. Very good. And 37 plus 7 is what? 40, 44. 44, still greater than 40. So the triangle is a perfect triangle. So let's proceed. So we want to get our what? Our angle y now. Let's use here. So to get our y, we simply have, we are looking for y. So my angle x, y, z, which is y here, will be equals to what? The same x, z, y. I'm focusing on y, so I'm focusing on this and this. So my cos formula remain the same. Since I'm looking for y, I will have my what? S square minus what? Z square plus z square rather minus what? Y square all over 2x what? Z. And this will give me what? Cos inverse of my x is what? My x is 37. 37 square. My z is what? 7 square minus my y square. What's my y? 40. So I have 40 square all over 2 times what? 37 times what? 7. I have my cos inverse. And I'll need my calculator here. 37 square. So 37 square is equals to 1369. 7 square, 7 times 7, 49. And 40 square is what? 1,000 what? 600. All over 2 times 7 is 14. And 14 times 37 will give me 518. So I have my cos inverse again. And I have my 1369 plus 49 minus 1,600. This will give me minus 182 all over 8, which will be equals to cos inverse of, so this value there divided by 518 will give me minus 0.3514. And if I check the cos inverse of it, shift cos, I will have it as cos inverse of this will therefore give me my value of angle XYZ, which is angle XYZ will be equals to what? 110 watts, 110.6 watts degree to 1 decimal watt point. So this is my answer, the value for what? Angle what? Y. Thank you.